is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Prague Pod. Today I'm happy to be here at Fighter's Chance Boxing Gym. You may recognize it because we've done one episode here before, and I love the energy in here, dude. It's so cool.
It's grown pretty good.
Absolutely. Came in just a few minutes early, and you had the kids going over here. You had some of the more advanced athletes training here. It is awesome. So you're a USA boxing coach here at Fighter's Chance Boxing Gym. You're a videographer and storyteller with Dreamer Circle Productions. And the amazing thing about this place, I mean, there's a lot of amazing things, but I think top of the list for me is that it's free for all these kids. Tell us a little bit about how you created, such good, high-quality training and are able to provide that for free, and some of the challenges that came along with that.
So it's been kind of a growing process for all of us. We've all learned quite a bit throughout it. My dad, Fighter's Chance, the nonprofit organization, was started by my dad in 2016. We got this gym in 2017, I believe. Started remodeling it, fixing it up, and it's been crazy. We grew up fighting. The most kids we ever had in our gym was 10 at a time.
Oh wow!
That was the most. And so then we started it as a nonprofit. We started our mission statement, is targeting at-risk youth and kids that kind of need that outlet. And it's been intense. Like the first year, you're still kind of trying to figure out how you can provide kind of that one-on-one time with each student, getting enough quality in, and still have 50 other kids. I think our first year we had 7 kids that came through that year. Some that didn't stay, some that just through everybody that kind of came and tried it out. And so that was and really it's still like we're still learning how to do that now. That I'm head coach, and we got like a really good coaching team here, and really kind of a better schedule and better flow of things. We're still learning like how can we get these kids advanced or to the point where we were ready to compete when we were fighting like every weekend as kids. And so we're still definitely learning and kind of teaching ourselves with stuff, learning from really good friends of ours.
Because you're growing so fast.
Yeah. My buddy Jason that owns a family boxing in Twin, they have an incredible team, and they've been really growing throughout the years doing different programs. And so that's somebody I reach out to. He helps me out a lot. And but it's really this is our best year so far, and it's gotten better every year. But this year it seems like it's pretty drastic from the last 2 years even. So
progress is the name of the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's like I say, I think progress is like you can have passion, but your passion needs your persistence, and that's where you get progress. And that's the big thing that we try to teach here is like, it's
there are kids who come in with a lot of passion.
Yeah, we had kids like today. The younger kids were kind of getting frustrated because really the whole practice we worked on 4 punches. We did just 2 rounds of your left, just jabs, and then 2 rounds of your right, 2 rounds of your left, and 2 of your right. And they get frustrated when I'm like, just perfect it. Like, we have to work at it. It's gonna get annoying. It's gonna get boring, but just have to stay.
Right. I don't know if this is a cringe reference to make for a real fighter, but Karate Kid.
Yeah. No,
first thing Mr. Miyagi taught him was wax out, wax out.
I love that.
He's like, no, that's stupid simple. It can't be that. But really.
I mean, we get so many kids in here that they get in, and the first thing we do, well, when can I spar? When can I spar?
Yeah.
And there's been some that were like, they're so persistent. We're like, okay, put them with somebody that's not gonna be able to touch. We don't put anybody in there that's gonna beat them up.
Yeah.
Put them in there trying to hit somebody that is impossible to catch. They really get it there. Like, oh wow, this is. And so sometimes you gotta teach those lessons, the hard way. But it really is like it's just teaching those small patients, like small, antagonizing little tasks. Because you have to be patient. You lose focus in there, you get frustrated, start fighting your emotions.
And not only patience as a student, but patience for you as a coach. I'm sure that's cool to watch, the progression as the kids mature and as they grow and get stronger.
Yeah, it's testing because I started coaching I was kind of started helping out at our last gym, and then when we got this is my first year, it was my first year really being a coach. I was like assistant boxing coach, and I didn't, growing up fighting, I never had the idea of I'm going to be a coach. When I was done fighting, I was like, I'll still work out and train. Sure. Coaching wasn't really in my mind, and even when we started here, I was like, I'm just kind of doing this now. It's kind of crazy how much it took over my life, and how much really this is like my main thing. I'm doing now.
You give so much of yourself too.
Yeah, it's crazy. And even the first year we started here, I would have never thought that I'd be devoting so much time here and so much energy. I just I'll help out this is our gym. My brother will train here. My dad will. It's his.
It's good. It's a big family ordeal.
Yeah, it's her business is the family business.
Yes.
But it's been pretty surprising to me actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Earlier this year, I came here to interview your dad, actually, Gary Pawson, about the things that he's doing with Christmas Council and the toy drive. And just while we're here, I want to make sure and go ahead and shout out this event that you and your dad are going to be involved in. It's the POWMIA status update, and then also a dinner with a fundraiser. It's going to be at the Turf Club in Twin Falls, on Twin Falls Avenue, and that'll be on May 21st of this year. So you'll get a chance to speak, and then your dad is going to be receiving an award for Person of the Year. So huge congratulations to him. And let me tell you, you guys deserve it. You guys are doing so much in the community, and the place where I can see that the most is when I come here, and I see the kids. You know, I can see the energy that you're bringing them, and the good example of, you know, this is what a man can grow up to become. So I'm curious, and correct me if I got any of the information wrong here. You just
That's all right.
that really is an exciting thing. I'm curious though, what experiences in your own life led to this place where now you found yourself not only in the position of a coach, but also a mentor and a father figure, really, for a lot of these students.
Yeah, I don't. It's interesting because, you know, like I said, I didn't really have a plan. You know, we fought. It was almost like, you know, when I stopped boxing, like I miss it, and I still miss competing. You know, but I'm like, when I got done, I was kind of burned out. You know, we fought almost every weekend of our life. From the time we were 11, the time I was 11 to 16, it was like every weekend. It was all the time, my whole life. And so you kind of really get burnt out on that. But we, you know, like I said, we started the nonprofit, and really, when I started kind of just coaching and volunteering, it kind of just, I started to see a lot of, you know, myself as a competitor, a lot of opportunity to kind of, you know, because half the guys on my team were better fighters than I was. You know, I'd win one, lose one, win one. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely, like, I can say this with confidence, I'm a much better coach than I was fighter, and I've just kind of used that experience of like fighting, you know, different kinds of styles and going against, you know, get the nerves of going to big tournaments and the nerves of, you know, learning something new or getting your butt kicked and sparring. And I just kind of wound up here because I just started really trying to see things that I could fix in these kids and like directions I could steer them to even be more successful than I was, or even more successful than some of our most successful teammates were. But really, it was about, I think, our second year, end of our first year, we got some brothers in here that they became family. I mean, most of the kids that train here now have become family.
Yeah.
This was the first one that stood out. It was two brothers. We started 8 years old. Our first year, we tried to fight the 7-year-old class, and that was maybe 2 months.
That 1 year makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, USA Boxing, you know, you can't register until you're 8, so we started, you know, for boxing, it's 8 and up. And we had a mom come in that had 2 sons. One of them was, she said was 8, and the other one, I think, was probably 10, probably 10. And she said what they really needed. They had a brother that passed away a couple years prior. So we started, and the little 8-year-old, he worked his butt off. But we were like, there's no way he's 8. No. So we'd ask him, you know, my dad would be working out there randomly, like, hey, how old are you? He's like, anything about 8? So like they practiced it.
Oh wow.
And so we do kind of the same thing we do now. Like the kids that really sell in the season will stay for our summer classes. It's smaller. It's 1 group instead of 2.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, we want both of them in our summer team. So we put them on the side. And we go, hey, we want both of them training us this summer, but just to ask, like, how old is he? And she's like, he's 7. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Wow. Like, we'll keep him. But like those guys, I became so close. You know, they give their mom and then give me Christmas presents, and then, you know, and we go to birthday parties and we throw birthday parties here. And it's like changed their life. You know, the little brother has some attention deficit issues, and he gets really frustrated at school sometimes. And sometimes he comes in here and he just, like, you know, I work with him. Just like
the outlet.
Yeah, he's like a little brother. There's days where he just doesn't want to do anything. You know, and like some kids are like, well, that's not fair. I don't get to do that. It's like we just push him to what he can do.
Right.
And but that was the first. I remember that impacted me hard. Like just seeing how we kind of it changed them, and how they were kind of shy when they first started, and they were joking around. And it's just like stories like that. One of the biggest ones was last year. Mom would call us, said her son was getting picked on in middle school, and he wanted to come here just to build some confidence. They're going to defend himself. If worst case scenario, something.
Sure.
Happened.
Yeah.
And he would have some hard days, man. He'd come in some days to practice, and his head would just be hanging low, like he was like mentally
going through
beat up. And
I hate to interrupt, but I love what you're saying. Could you just speak up just a little bit?
Yeah. And now he's one of our competing kids. And he comes in, I mean, even like a couple months after that, he'd start coming in. He's giving out all his teammates like knuckles, and joking around, like
The
shoving
community
and shit.
factor, yeah.
Yeah, and I gave him that confidence. Now he's one of our kids that's competing and has a fight under his belt, had a referee stoppage actually.
Oh wow.
It's just stuff like that. It's just awesome to see.
Yeah.
Like, he's totally doing a complete 360.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so that's the stuff that like keeps me on my toes. This is what I'm passionate about.
Those are the things that today's youth need.
Yeah.
I mean, not only the strength and the development outlet on the outside,
Yeah.
but the internal characteristics that you're developing within them, the discipline,
Yeah.
you know, the confidence, and also the community.
Yeah. Yeah, you know,
in the ring, it's you and the other guy, but
Yeah.
it's a family that's really
yeah,
fighting.
You know, they say like boxing, they always call it the loneliest sport. It is like you can't, no one's in there fighting for you. But you know, it's your team that gets you ready. You know, it's your coaches. It's like the sparring you've done with your teammates for months. It's the drills you've done, or the cheering each other on as you hit the bag. It's the stuff like that. So it's really one of the biggest team sports if you have the right team.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, in football you can kind of rely on your team. If you mess something up, well, hopefully your teammate can fit. You know,
Right.
You have to do all that in training.
Yeah.
You know, and
Find the weakness.
Yeah,
Fix
mixed
it,
martial arts and boxing. Like, you guys are preparing each other. Practice is the most important thing as far as the team goes, because you know, like, hey, I'm getting my brother next to me. I'm getting my sister
Right.
next to me. I'm ready to go try to hurt somebody to try and hurt them. And it's like it's a totally different. It's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that's what we try to do. We try to build a good enough team feel vibe around here, a good community, and it's only getting better.
Yeah.
Everybody's just getting connected so much more. Our coaching staff and everybody, it's just becoming more and more of a family.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's awesome. It's been awesome to see.
Dude, even me as I just came in here as, you know, the new guy, nobody necessarily, I knew a few people around just because stuff in the community, but everyone was so respectful.
Yeah.
I come in here, I'm carrying my podcast equipment, I'm kind of goofy walking through, and they like stop what they're doing and let me through, and they're saying hi, saying what's up.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the boxing community or the sport in general ever gets kind of a bad rep or a false perception compared to what you've experienced it really is?
Yeah, I think a couple different ways. You know, there's like, you have some people that are like, oh, it's just violent, it's violent.
Yeah.
You know, it's people cheering on violence. And then you get people, you know, you got Jake Paul that, you know, is like bringing a lot of attention to people.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so annoying. It's not even that, you know, it's just like shit talk. But really, like, USA boxing, there's a lot of politics, there's a lot of drama in it. Like, when you get deeper into it, there's, you know, there are some like flaws to it.
Just like with any sport.
With any sport. But there's kids that beat the hell out of me that I'm Facebook friends with, you know,
Yeah.
and they're fighting professionally now, but I still like, you know, I'm hitting up every couple months. They're messaging me about the gym, like, dude,
Sure.
anybody come stop by? Like, you guys are doing great. I'm cheering, you know, I'm wishing them luck on professional boxing matches.
Yeah.
Like, it really, like, there's nothing that really is gonna connect you with somebody like trying to take each other's head off. And you know, there's rivals that, you know, that we all had as kids. There was a couple kids that were just like, no, you fight them.
Yeah.
Our teammates would fight them. They get done, and you know, you still don't like each other.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna take 4 fights. It's gonna take. But even some of them, I ran into some of them out of town, and it's respect now. Or I've seen them at a match, like kind of cheering on their younger brothers or something, and it's just like, hey, what's up? You know, like, it's different. It's changed for sure. But it is. I mean, it's about, you have to respect. Like, anybody. Whether it's like the cockiest kid, like, you know, there's kids growing up that fought from Utah.
Sure.
That their mom would make these flamboyant boxing trunks,
Oh,
like animal print, leather, puffy, like, you could be like
Worse than the Rocky ones.
Yeah, you could be the most flamboyant or like cocky style fighter.
Yeah.
Or you could be the guy that gets in there is just kind of like nervous. Like, anybody that gets in there, like, you know, deserves respect, because
Right. You understand the process it took.
yeah, I know, like, there's people that have been seriously injured during the sport. There's people that have died doing the sport, and you know, even amateurs. And it's I think everybody's got their respect for each other. Everybody's got, you know, unless there's been coaches before that have really been dirty with the sport. I fought kids that came from gyms that got shut down because, you know, they're you know, cheating and doing stuff.
Sure.
But everybody really respects each other. It's like I said, our friend Jason that owns that gym in Twin, his wife just won the national title. She was she fought the Olympic trials. Like, they go deep in the sport. You know, that's countrywide. I walk in, and you know, he'll call me whenever I walk in, and he's like, "What's up, brother?" And you know, we just hang out. His kids come up and give us hugs. It's just it really, you build that respect with everybody.
Yes.
You know, that you run into people that there's coaches that I've met, like we've met at bigger tournaments that are from, you know, across the country. You know, you see them at a different tournament, like, hey, you know, it's.
And I'm glad that you already mentioned this, but that safety is a huge priority, especially when they're coming in so young.
Yeah.
Part of the reason for that, I imagine, is so that you can teach them way before you get in the ring,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you how you can be safe, and also, I mean, you want to beat the other guy, but you don't want to kill the other
Well,
guy.
it's like, and that's you get casual fans like with any sport, but like the worst thing about casual fans in boxing is they want people to go in and just beat the hell out of each other, and that's taking years. That's taking days, weeks, years off of somebody's life,
Sure.
depending on how bad. Like you get like I love watching a good barn burner as much as anybody.
Yeah,
like people that just get into it for like the last 10 seconds around and beat the hell out of each other, but
Right.
really the main thing of the sport is hit and don't get hit. You
Yeah.
know? Like
It's way different than an actual fight.
like people want to see like watch Floyd Mayweather and they say, oh, he's running. It's like no, he was taking the guy to school and not getting hit. So
Floyd,
it's like,
Floyd knows
Yeah.
what he's doing.
yeah, you got guys like Andre Ward, who's one of my favorite
Yeah.
fighters. He's a great defensive fighter. He's impossible to hit, and it's people. You get people that are that definitely cheer on the wrong side. Like, oh, why aren't they beating the hell out of each other? Why is there no blood? It's
Right.
like you don't realize what that's doing to people. You know what I mean? Like there's times I'd get in a fight and like I'd have headaches forever. I go
Yeah.
to concussions or you know what I mean. And I've ran into people that fought or people that coached that you can tell they took too many shots. You know what I mean? That was
Mike
the main
Tyson.
thing.
Now you listen to
Yeah.
podcast episodes with him, and
Yeah.
it's hard to put a sentence together.
Yeah, that guy can have talked before, but
yeah.
but it's crazy
Absolutely, dude.
because so you gotta know when to step away like anything. Andre Ward retired undefeated, Mayweather retired undefeated, and people are like, oh, one more. But that's the smartest thing, they fought smart and they went.
For you,
Yeah.
how did you know when it was time to finish fighting?
Well, it kind of just the timing was kind of just really a big thing. My last fight was summer before my senior year, and obviously as you know, you're a senior now, you're gonna graduate,
Yeah.
and you're busy, you're the president, so. But I got really busy that's when I really started getting into film.
Okay.
So I was doing a lot of stuff there and busy with senior projects, busy
Right.
with, and so that was, I wasn't like, oh, I'm done, but I didn't fight that year. And really, it's kind of unfortunate I look back on it and I wish I would have because I looked the best I ever had that year. I was still going sparring like my buddy Wiley, getting him ready for Golden Gloves and was sparring some bigger guys that we had training there. And I felt great. I looked good. But I just, I couldn't make the time to fight.
Sure.
I was making new friends as senior year. I was, my buddy Christian that's working out in the back. Like we started hanging out. Like
I know how it goes.
We
dude.
start making
Sometimes
relationships
the
and-
workout,
Yeah.
like it slides out of the day.
So I'd hop in when I could. You're getting in you're meeting girls and you know what I mean. It's just like the senior thing and I wasn't getting into trouble by any means, which is the good thing.
Right.
I had my head on
All
my
good
shoulders.
things.
Yeah, I had my head on my shoulders, but it was like senior project stuff, and I was in the pre-engineering academy in high school, so stuff like that. It's just so I was just like, okay, I'm just helping my buddies. And then year after that, our coaches closed down at their gym, so that gym had kind of.
So everything just kind of came to a stall.
And then I moved to Pocatello for college for a year. We opened another small gym, and I'd come down to train there, and that's actually, I was training there the night I started having symptoms that became diabetes. But so it's just, then I wasn't living at home, and our team wasn't really competing yet anyways. We were registered, but we were kind of getting the groove of things and transitioning into this, and so it was just timing, but I look back on it, I'm like, I'm probably, I was dying.
Right.
I miss it sometimes. I get the itch.
Well, once again, it led you to the spot where you are now.
Exactly. And
Which is where
I've become a lot more comfortable. I'm a lot more comfortable here. Like I said, I
As
definitely,
coach.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm a better coach. It's great. It's amazing being in my brother's corner. That's been my biggest honor.
Yeah.
In life is watching him fight. Training with him. Traveling the country when we were kids. And,
Absolutely.
Just watching the man he is now. Now being his head coach, it's just it's awesome. That's our relationship. Is
That's cool.
brother and then coach and fighter. You know what I mean? It's
Sure.
just it's been cool. So I'm enjoying this a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't have to work as hard. I still get in and spar and strength and conditioning on Mondays, and now that we're in fight camp and try to keep my timing on and stuff.
Yeah, keep fit.
Yeah, but
It's up to those guys now.
I kind of get a watch. I kind of get to be sergeant.
Yeah,
So it's cool.
that's awesome, man. So Fighter's Chance, and also you mentioned some of your film work with Dreamers Circle.
Yeah.
They're not just hobbies; they're brands,
Yeah.
and brands that have a deep meaning behind them.
Yeah.
So could you just let us know a little bit about the foundations of that?
So the Fighter's Chance brand, and I have it tattooed on me. Fighter's Chance. My dad came up with that. You hear this a lot. In a fight, you hear people say, "Well, the guy he's fighting is leaps and bounds better than him, but he's got a puncher's chance." You know what I mean?
Sure.
You got that one punch, you can shut someone's lights out. So it's a puncher's chance. And so my dad kind of built on that idea. If you're a fighter, if you're willing to fight,
The underdog mentality.
you're willing to, then you can make it anything. That's why I got tattooed. It's just a reminder, life could be beating your ass. You know what I mean? Like life, it's been a hard year for me. You know, and it's like, but if you have a chance, if you're willing to dig deep, if you're willing to fight, if you're willing to, you know what I mean, put your hand up, your chin down, and just like go for it. You know, don't let things push you over. So that's the idea. I mean, that's the big thing is like fighter's chance. You know, it's not puncher's chance if we're not just trying to like slug it out. And, you know, it's like just, you know,
the heart of a fighter.
keep that warrior mentality and just, you know, life's gonna kick you down sometimes, but you know, get up and you just you have a chance as long as you fight.
I absolutely see that in you.
Dreamer Circle. So we don't really operate on a Dreamer Circle anymore.
Okay.
But the idea with that is we came up with that name. I remember sitting and we were drawing names down, and really the Dreamer Circle kind of came from, the mission statement of Dreamer Circle was to kind of help people accomplish their dreams together. So, you know, whether it was we're helping this couple celebrate their wedding or this couple do their proposal.
Dude, I've never heard a more exciting name than that. I like that. I think it's cool.
And I've like talked about like, you know, like once I get freed up, I'm actually going into real estate. Me and Goose are. And it's something I actually started 3 years ago and I ended up getting the job I have now, and, you know, like, you know, just kind of saving up to buy a house and stuff. And
sure.
That's like what I'm really passionate about. It's another thing I want to kind of help people tell their stories, how the town kind of grow and the town have its own story, you know, more to its story. But that was the idea, you know, and I've talked about maybe like bringing that back as a podcast later on or something, because really like it still rings true. Like the Dreamer Circle, you know, you're just trying to help other people accomplish their dreams.
Yeah.
Even like you with your podcast, you're helping people tell their story, and that's inspiring other people to do. You know, it's just
it inspires me for sure to hear about people's progress.
Yeah, it's awesome. So that was kind of thing, you know, helping a company shoot a commercial for their business. That's their dream. You know, it's just stuff like that. So that was the brand behind that. They're both two brands I'm very proud of. I'm very proud of what we did in Dreamer.
Well, it's part of you. It's part of your identity and your brand as Storm.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what do the kids call you?
Coach, Storm. Those are really the main two.
Okay.
You'll hear some profanities if you listen to these
Depends
guys.
what I'm making them do.
Listen to these guys call me anything.
Sure.
Me and my brother can get pretty creative with the room nicknames, but it's just Coach or Storm. Really.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know there's a few cool nicknames.
Yeah.
Throughout the gym. Mabamba.
Jason's a Bamba. We got a girl named Aubrey. We call her 13. Goose. He's got a couple. Coda's King Coda. He's had that since he was a kid. I never had a nickname fighting because my name was Storm. So it was like,
that's a cool name already.
Thanks.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
I never like Anthony was always the assassin. We always had kids.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
But I was just, I was just Storm. I'm fine with it. But yeah, you hear some creative ones for sure.
That's awesome, man. What does the word legacy mean to you?
Legacy. That's something like, my family kind of values a lot. That's something that I've been really like putting a lot of thought into lately. My brother had a daughter. She's 10 months now.
Wow. And
it's and like even with the gym's like our family's biggest legacy right now. And it's just about creating something that's, obviously it's going to outlive you, and creating something that's bigger than you. I come in here every day and with that mind of what are these kids going to remember me if they move away, or if God forbid something happened to me. What's remembered of you? What are people going to do in your honor? What can you possibly do that? Because we're all gonna kick the bucket. It's something that's inevitable. It's
nobody wants to think about it.
No one wants to think about it. It sucks to think about, but sometimes you gotta remind yourself, like, hey, something could happen tomorrow. And like I'm pretty confident. Like, a couple years ago, I'm like, damn, like I don't know, I don't know what I'm doing. And life has a weird way of like throwing curveballs at you, and like you're not where you thought you would be. But I'm confident now. Something can happen to me tomorrow, and my legacy is this place. These kids will remember me, or these, my team will remember me, my niece will remember me. And it gets deep, but legacy to me is just something that it's you living on after you. What are people gonna remember?
As you were explaining that, not only are they gonna remember you, but your memory is something that will still provide value.
Yeah.
Like they'll still draw inspiration. They'll still, in their difficult times of their lives, be like Uncle Storm.
Yeah.
Like he made it through, man.
Yeah.
And I absolutely see legacy in your family, and I see the fighter's chance spirit, the fighter's chance brand embodied and exemplified it in the way that you pursue things and the way that you treat other people.
Thanks, man.
So I really appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks,
the
man.
wisdom that you shared,
Appreciate it.
and that idea about starting a podcast. You got to do it, man. You got to do it. You got
It's in the crosshairs, man, for sure. Once I get kind of freed up and
I know you got a lot on your plate.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's kind of the plan. So I'm very passionate, very excited to be going realistic eventually.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Do some passion projects. There's some short films I was getting ready to work on kind of before COVID shut down some rental companies I was going to get some gear from. But
Yeah.
so there's a bunch I want to do. But yeah, I'm excited, man. And
Yeah.
it's an honor to be here. I really like what you're doing for like your age. You got your head on your shoulders. You got a good thing going. So
Yeah,
just keep it up, man. Best of luck. Congratulations on graduation.
Of course.
It's a crazy experience.
Appreciate
you. Got the best attitude about it. So.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, man.
As a final question, I'm curious. This is the final question that we ask every single guest here on the Prog Pod. I started this podcast to share stories of progress, just like you mentioned.
Yeah.
And that's something that we can all unite and have in common, even though our stories might be different, our different challenges, different experiences. But I'm curious for you, from your personal experience, how do you know that progress is possible?
I see it in the smallest things every day here. Obviously, I see a kid that couldn't step right yesterday, or couldn't throw a hook, and I see progress that way. But really, being honest with you, this has been a very difficult year for me, and this gym's been, awesome. It's just I've made little progress myself every day. Gyms that I'm more confident in. It's been the most progressive year our gym's ever had. I've got kids that are fighting. I just, but really it's just a reminder every day I come in here and I see progress in the smallest form. And if you see it small, it's possible, the biggest things too. Like I said, life throws weird curveballs at you, but it's just, if you wake up every day and move forward, that's progress.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, passion and persistence, that leads to progress. So even if it's your biggest passion, you work at it, there's progress.
Yeah.
If you're a little passionate about learning a new punch or learning boxing just to be in shape or to kind of defend yourself, you're gonna progress, and you just have to have that little spark. But this place, this is the biggest example to me of what progress can be.
Yeah.
It's grown, it's growing. We're throwing our first event as Fighters Chance here in the summer on Fremont, and
Yeah, man. What day?
June 25th.
Okay.
So we're excited. We're nervous.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of stress going into it. Working with the city, getting stuff planned, making fights happen.
It'll be worth it.
But it's and that night that'll be another one too. That'll be like, look at the progress we made. There's constant reminders that this place reminds me of every day.
It's important to take a minute.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Storm, thank you so much, brother.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for listening, and God bless. Oh, dude, that was cool.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
That was awesome.
really good.
Pause our stop our video here.